you have to be aggressive with us. And like I said, get the least confidence, weakest person that you see, the person that looked like he need a sale, the person that looked like he's sleeping in his car, the person that looked like he ain't eat today. Horrible. Go to them.
All right, hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Seriah Alexus. It's definitely going to be really helpful, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're looking to purchase a new car or want to in the future, this is the process and how I did it. So the first thing obviously is searching for a car, finding out which car you want to buy, finding out which make, model, how many miles you want to have on the car if you're buying a used car, whether you want to buy a new or used car. That's important. For me personally, I was looking at buying a used car. Of course, I didn't want to buy a new car just because I feel like I would get more value in buying a used car, and plus new cars are expensive. That's another thing that we can talk about, the difference between buying, financing, and leasing a car. Go out, find out which cars you want. I started to look at other colors just because I wasn't finding what I wanted, so I was kind of settling for different colors. But then I was like, no, I wanted a white car, so I was gonna find a white car. I definitely scripted this and manifested this car for sure, but I knew what color I wanted, and I knew I wanted black interior. When I was searching for the type of cars that I wanted, what I did was I went on test drives to test out all the cars. And when you go on test drive, the car dealerships, they don't really like people just coming there and just driving the car just for fun. They want people to buy. So I will always say, just act like you're gonna go buy the car, just so that they take you seriously. I test drive Benz because that's the type of car I had before. I had a 2003 Benz, which that car was my ride or die. Sis was there for me to the end. The way you can schedule a test drive is just call the dealership up when you go on the different websites to find a car, and just let them know, hey, I want to test drive this car. Make sure when you tell them which car you want to test drive that you give them the stock number or VIN number. So another really important thing when you're looking for a car is knowing what features you want. So before you even go out to the dealership, make sure that the car that you're looking at has all the features you want, or you're basically wasting your time. And that's what I did. There was times where I went to go look at a car and it didn't have the features that I wanted. So sometimes on the website they might say, oh, it has this and that features. No, make sure that you call the dealership before you go and test drive if you're serious about a car. The features that I wanted was for sure the backup camera, the parking sensor so that I know how close I am to different things. It'll beep and let me know. The car has all-wheel drive. It has lane assist. Yeah, and some other features. My car doesn't have the blind spot detection, which I wanted, but it has Apple CarPlay, so priorities, right? Make sure when you're searching for your car that you check all those features that you want, so that only the cars with those features will come up, so you don't waste no time. So another thing that you want to look out for when you're searching for a car and which dealership to go with is ask them if they have different incentives. The dealership that I bought my car from, they did have an incentive, but there's so many rules to it. It's really annoying. They make it hard for you to get the money, obviously. But the incentive was for recent graduates. You get $1,000 off your car, but of course it's a catch. You have to finance the car through the BMW bank. I didn't want to, or had a co-signer, so I wasn't able to finance through them, so I didn't get the incentive. So you just want to make sure you ask for different things like that. I know some dealerships, I think, give incentives on if you're a state worker or stuff like that. So just ask and see what the fine print is, what they want you to do in order to get the incentive, because it's never super easy to get it. Alright, so once you know which type of car you want, you are set. Now this is more so a personal type of tip, but manifest it, because I feel like 100% of why I have the car I have now is because I was scripting it and I was manifesting it. And when you manifest it, be like, I have, speak in the present sense. Visualize yourself getting into the car, visualize yourself driving the car, visualize the car in your driveway. I know it sounds a little crazy and you're like, alright, whatever, I just want to learn how to get the car, but manifesting it was such an important part for me, so I can't just not mention that in this video. I literally did all those things before I even have enough money saved up to get the car. Look happy to be here. There's so many websites, you can literally just Google whatever car you want. So when I was looking for my car, I just searched used BMW. I knew which year I wanted, so I was like, used 2018 BMW, I would just Google search that. And some of the popular websites that people go on is Edmunds, CarMax,
Craigslist.
Craigslist?
Nah.
Craigslist is more like, I don't know, I don't trust it. Carfax, Carvana. Carvana is hella expensive though, so I don't know if I recommend that. There's also cars.com. Those are different websites you guys can check out. When I was buying my car, I bought it from the actual dealership just because I wanted a certified pre-owned car. And when you buy a used car, you want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. You want to make sure that they actually fixed any issues that were wrong with it, and they actually looked and did an inspection on the car. And when it's certified, they do more in-depth inspection.
Depth. You said death.
And more in-depth. Yeah?
In depth.
More in-depth. No, that feels weird.
More in depth.
No, that's not how you say it.
Not more in depth.
So basically, buying a used car from the actual dealership that manufactures the car, it's more safe, it's less risky. Another thing, when you get a car that's certified, for the most part, they'll extend your warranty. So the warranty is usually bumper to bumper, so anything that happens to the car, they have to fix. My seatbelt, for instance, is messed up right now. They have to fix that. So little things like that, getting your extended warranty is super important, and my warranty is unlimited miles. So if you can, get your car warranty to be unlimited miles, so that no matter how many miles you drive, it won't max out. So basically, buying a car is like basics. You saved enough money for the car. You don't need a loan or anything, so you just purchase the car outright. If you have the money to do that, that's great. If you're trying to build your credit, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just on level 2 of adulting, so. But what I would say is, if you're trying to build your credit, it's best to finance a car. Make sure you don't put yourself in a lot of debt. Make sure you have the money to pay it off in your bank account, or at least put a good amount of deposit down. Financing your car is really good for credit. And then there is leasing. With leasing a car, you're basically renting the car out. I would say leasing a car is best for businesses. One, it can be a tax write-off for you, and two, at the end of your lease, you can give the car back, or you can decide to buy out the car if you want. Of course, all these things have pros and cons. So with the pros of leasing is that you have a lower monthly expense or a lower bill. There's also fewer repair costs, because during the lease, the dealership has to cover different things that go wrong with the car, because at the end of the day, it's their car, you're just renting it out. You can't mess up the car, but like if something goes wrong with the car, they have to fix it, if that makes sense. Also, there's no loan approval required to lease a car. So the certain cons to leasing is charges for unprepared damages. You can get charged for going over the mileage. So when you lease a car, there's a certain mileage limit that you can't go over. And also, you can get charged for ending your lease early. The leasing company or dealership can take the car back if you don't pay your monthly payments every single month. So let's say you're leasing a car and you choose not to pay 1 month, they can end up taking the car back. So you just repo. And the same thing with financing. When you're leasing, you're not really paying to own the car, you're just paying to use it. Some of the pros with financing, which is what I did, is that at the end of the day, the car will be yours as long as you pay the car off. The financing, again, like I said, builds up your credit. Cons with leasing, again, if you don't make your payments, the bank or whoever you got the loan from can obviously take the car back. The monthly payments are high to pay it off, depending on how much money you decide to take out. Right now, my loan APR is about 2.79%, which is really good. Next thing, I kind of touched upon it, is credit. So obviously, buying a car, you need good credit. If you don't have good credit, unfortunately, they're gonna give you a high APR. I'm very thankful because my mom put me on her credit, because her credit was really good and she's really good with this stuff. She put me on her credit before I can even get credit. So if you're young, ask your parents to do that for you if they have good credit. And if not, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, just be smart with your credit. Get a credit card young. I was kind of late to get a credit card. You get a credit card when you're like in high school. If you're financing a car, you want to make sure that you're applying for loans around the same time. You don't want to be applying for loans here and then there. 5 weeks later, you're applying for another loan. Then the next month, you're applying for another loan. You want to do it all at the same time, so make sure you have everything lined up before you start applying for loans, because the more that you apply for loans, the lower your credit score gets, which is stupid. Whenever you're running your credit, it lowers it.
It does, but it doesn't damage it significantly, but it's still a good tip of what you're saying.
I applied for all my loans the same day, but then when I did apply for the loan that I actually have now, I did apply for that maybe a week after, which is okay. It's still close together. When searching for a loan, make sure you always get the lowest APR. That'll obviously mean you're paying less interest at the end of the day. When you tell a dealership that you have a loan and you tell them the APR, they'll normally try to match it or find a better one for you. So after you get your loan, your car, your set, whatever, you have to get your car insured. One thing that I didn't know that I know now is that a finance car costs way more to insure than you buying your car. And when you finance a car, the insurance is gonna spike because they want you to have full coverage. Shopping around for car insurance, I had the same car insurance. I had USAA for 5 years, I think. The price that they were giving me for my new car was crazy. So I just went on Google and I typed best car insurance for young adults. Cheapest car insurance for young adults. The cheapest ones I found was Allstate, Progressive, and Geico, but you can do your own search. When you know which car you want and you're searching for a car, make sure you see how much the insurance will be for the car that you want so that you know you can be able to handle those monthly payments. So I ended up going with Geico. Geico was the cheapest option for me, and certain things that you want to look out for is making sure that it has the bodily injury, make sure you have the property damage, always make sure you have roadside assistance. When you're looking for insurance, you have to know for the most part which type of car you're getting. Different types of cars cost more to insure. The year also affects how high your insurance is. How many miles I think they ask you is on the car, and then the more safety features you have, the lower your insurance will be. So when you're going to the dealership, this is my few last tips, and then I'm gonna ask my brother to come in and give some tips on just the car buying process, negotiating with a car salesman. When you know which car you want, you're going to the dealership, here's some things that you should bring. Definitely bring your ID, especially if you're doing a test drive. They normally ask for your ID. Make sure you bring your car registration when you're ready to buy the car so that you can switch the registration over. They'll ask you for insurance, so make sure that before you even get to the dealership, you already insured the car. They have to have the money in order for you to walk out, so make sure your loan is secured. Lastly, if you're transferring over your plates, make sure you bring the new plates to the dealership so that you can put on your car. What I have now is temp plates until my registration comes over. But yeah, bring your plates over. It's cheaper for you to just transfer over your plates instead of them giving you new plates. Obviously, I got a job. I was working as a contact tracer, which is now over for me because COVID is basically done now, which I'm happy about, but now I gotta find a new job. But I budgeted my money for like 2 years. What I did was I wrote out a financial plan for myself. So when I decided which car I wanted, I had to find out how much this car was gonna cost. Always put in the higher price because, you know, you never know how it might go. And then another thing you gotta be careful of is the fees. You gotta be careful because they add on so many ridiculous fees on the cars, and then the taxes. New York State taxes is disgusting. My parents helped me paid off the taxes for my car, so thank you for them. They definitely helped me with that. But yeah, you want to factor in all those prices. I wrote down this car is $20,000. I know I'm gonna have to pay an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 amount in fees and taxes, right? So okay, I have to save $25,000. I want to buy this car next year, or I want to buy this car in 2 years. How much do I need to save each month so that I can purchase this car in 2 years? I would do the math. Okay, 25,000 divided by 24 months will be how much money I had to save each month. I need to make this amount of money each month. Now, how much do I need to make a week, a day, an hour, so that I can reach my goal? That's pretty much what I did to reach my goal. When I realized how much I need to save each month, I wrote out different streams of income that I can start to use in order for me to save that amount of money. At the time, I wasn't monetized on YouTube. Now I am. So now I guess YouTube money can help me pay off the car. I was doing Macari, I was doing Grubhub, affiliate marketing. I wasn't getting much from affiliate marketing, but it's still another source of income. Alright, my brother here, he was a car salesman, so he's gonna give some tips. How was it being a car salesman? How was that?
Stressful.
Alright, get out of here. Alright, so this is my brother. He was a car salesman. He can obviously tell you guys what he did and everything, but I thought it would be smart to have him come on here because I didn't know nothing about the process. Like I said, this is my first time buying a car, so he already knew different stuff, what to do and everything like that. So any tips?
I'll start with tips. One thing that you should always look for when you buy a vehicle, you should look online first, find the vehicle you want, get the stock number, write it down, and look at the internet price. Because the internet price is always lower than the sticker. And from the internet price, you negotiate down. You find any defect you can find on the car, whether it be a piece of rust, something's cracked in the dashboard. Find a defect on the car to push the value down. You can get them to put that car up on the lift. Most of the time, you can find something that will bring the value of that car down.
All right, I had to switch to my phone because my camera died. So one of you guys asked how to get a cash price list instead of financing?
Look, most dealerships you go to don't care if you pay cash or finance, because at the end of the day, if it's not a buy here, pay here lot, they're getting paid the moment you sign that paperwork for the bank. At the finance, the bank is sending them a check, and you owe the bank money. That car lot is never gonna try to take that car from you. The bank is. If you go to a buy here, pay here lot, yeah, you can negotiate a cash price. Don't lead with I have cash, because then they're gonna try to bust your head and raise the price up on you so that you negotiate to what the price really was. Okay. But once you're sitting there and now you're negotiating, you already went and got your internet price, that's when you tell a buy here, pay here lot you're a cash customer. But I will tell you, the issue with buy here, pay here lots, I know they're good for people with quote unquote bad credit. Most buy here, pay here lots do not report to the credit bureaus unless you don't pay. So you finance a car there, you pay on the car for 5 years, you pay that car off, and it's not gonna raise your credit because they aren't reporting that. They're only reporting the failures to pay.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Plus no warranties on buy here, pay here lots, no certifications on them.
So it's more risky to buy it from those type of places then?
Well, more risky, because you're not getting any protection. The only protection you're getting is your local limit law.
So basically you're saying don't tell the dealership that you're buying in cash until afterwards?
Yeah, and once you're at the negotiating table, that's when you start talking about you have cash.
Same thing if you're going to trade in a car. That's one thing I knew. Don't tell them that you're trading it in right up front. Also, don't let them know about any incentives, because they're going to try to put that all in the price beforehand before you even negotiate. Yeah. So always negotiate first and then add on everything else.
Yeah.
If you're going to look at a car, like he said, you can raise it up on the what's that?
Yeah, you can tell them to put the car on the lift. Now I tell you, a good veteran salesman is gonna find a reason. They're gonna look for have multiple reasons to not put that car on the lift, but you can get them to put that car on the lift. And if you know what to say, you can get past any reasons like that. Once they get the car on the lift, literally look for anything that doesn't look right.
Basically, and that's what we did.
Every muffler is gonna have little spots of corrosion, especially up north because of snow. It's gonna have heat marks on it because mufflers get hot.
Yep, and that's basically what we did. Like every little flaw that you see, point it out, because then that can help you negotiate a better price for the car.
And remember, when they pull up their Kelley Blue Book or that Edmunds values of the car, they're pulling up the car in excellent quality. Excellent means flawless, like it just came off the lot brand new. Mm-hmm. That car is not in excellent quality.
Yes.
So don't let them run that, well, this is what it is.
They almost got me with that when he did that.
Edmunds is also lower than Kelley Blue Book when it comes to values. Pull up the Edmunds value and make sure that you have the lowest value. And don't let them see where it says, oh, poor condition. No, this is what Edmunds says. Yep. When you pull up your trade in excellent condition. Even though they'll talk it down. If your car is in average condition and you come up with an excellent condition price, most of the time they'll give, and they'll give you something in between.
Yeah, that's a really good tip.
And then you also have to remember that you have to know the value of your car before you go, because sometimes it's better to donate your car to charity, because you know those donate a car groups. You do that, and then you write it off on your taxes at the end of the year, and you're gonna get more back than what the car was worth most of the time. Now, what I tell people is, for most cars, the third year is around the time when your payment catches up to what you owe. After the third year, most of the time, the amount you owe catches up to the value of the car. Right. And then after that, most of the time, the value of the car will go up. But I will tell you, some cars do not hold value.
But now, is there a better time to buy a car during the year for people like looking to buy a new car?
All right, so I'll tell you, Christmas time, sales are jumping. So guess what? We don't care about you and your sob story and, oh, I'm not paying that. So cool, somebody else will be here to buy this car for his wife or for his daughter. Oh, graduation time, it's the same thing. Going to college time, it's the same thing. Though these are the times that you want to avoid.
Okay.
In Valentine's Day too, these are the times you want to avoid. These people are coming in to buy. You also have to look at car sales goes with the economy.
Yes,
this is a good time to buy a car.
Perfect time.
Look, especially if you get the right one, and you can talk a lot of a car. You can pick who you talk to at the dealership. The first person that walks up to you, you don't got to talk to him. You be like, all right, nah, peace, bye. I'm gonna talk to somebody else.
Oh, really? I never knew.
Yeah, nah. Look, we're hustling trying to get you. You could be like,
I know, yeah. As soon as you walk in, they be on it. Like,
yeah, look, good one be out there as soon as you pull up. Hey,
yeah, right.
What you need?
They be in your car.
For real. At the window, what you need? But when you go in there, especially if you're good at reading people, you select the weakest link because that is the piece of the chain you can break to get the price you want. The top dog at the dealership, I'm not negotiating with you that hard.
Yes, go with somebody who needs the sale.
Yeah, always find a guy who needs the sale.
All right, guys. So rule number, before you even look for these cars,
know your credit score.
Yeah, know your credit score. I should have said that before. Just make sure you search it up, and if it's low, build it up first before you go out and look for a car.
You want to buy yourself a vehicle? Buy yourself a vehicle that you can pay off, and don't pay it off immediately. Finance it. Wait 3 months, make three good payments on time, and then on the 4th payment, pay that whole thing off. Your credit score jump up. And I will say something else. I know a lot of people don't want to put down payments. Look, a down payment takes away from the principal of the car. The principal is the total value. So if you ever get the option of no down payment or 0% interest, choose the 0% interest, but always read the 0% interest contract, because a lot of 0% interest is 0% interest until this date. And on that date, if it's not completely paid off, then your interest becomes due. Boom. So now you still got to pay all that interest on the back years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely read your contracts. I know for me, I put down $9,000 for a down payment. If you are test driving cars and you don't want somebody to snatch up the car real quick while you're still looking, put down a deposit. Normally the deposit is $500. When I was looking at this car, I put down a deposit so that they can hold it for a few days so that they don't sell it.
It's very
messy. So that's what I'm saying. Put down your deposit. I already lost one car that I was looking at. That was gone. I called in. I was trying to test drive it for Thursday, let's say. Saturday came around, it was already sold. So you have to be quick on it, fast, or it's gonna be gone.
It's gonna be gone. Now put down your deposit, but always sleep on it. Don't just buy that car. Don't just sleep on it.
Yes, and if you've ever been to a dealership, you know that they can be really pushy. They can make you feel like you need to buy that car right then and there. So, like you said, don't sleep on it. Don't buy it. Don't be impulsive when you're buying a car.
And don't let them bring the impulse. You have to be aggressive with us. And like I said, get the least confidence, weakest person that you see. The person that looked like he need a sale. The person that looked like he's sleeping in his car. The person that looked like he didn't eat today. Go to them.
Hopefully he's not sleeping in his car, but
hopefully he's not sleeping in his car.
Thank you again for coming on, giving your tips. I'm gonna put your Instagram down here.
All right.
I'll link Fortune's all his information down below if you want to reach out to him personally. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, like I said, definitely put it in the comment section.
Share the video.
Of course, share the video if this was helpful and you know somebody wants to buy a car. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. I love you. Bye. Ian's gonna do it.
Yeah, but I was down and out like last week. Tell me, where have you been?